deceive me when I hurt you. Just ain't the way it seems. Can you feel my love buzz? 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 Would you believe me when I tell you, you are the queen of my heart? Please don't deceive me when I hurt you. Just ain't the way it seems. Can you feel my love buzz? Can you feel my love buzz? Can you feel my love buzz? Can you feel my love buzz?
Oh my God, I want to take him home. We can put him in the truck.
We can put him in the truck.
We can put him in the truck.
Jeff, calm it down. Jeff.
Beep, beep. No, shit, y'all went the wrong. Oh my God, are you okay? Hi, Beep, beep. Hello. What are you eating, sir?
You just had a full bottle.
Hey. Where'd your ears go? Petunia. Where? Serious.
And I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one life in a world that keeps on pushing me around, but I stand my ground.
Obtained from a secret UAP craft retrieval program.
It was aliens.
Oh, my beloved ice cream bar. How I love to lick your creamy center. Ow!
women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional.
A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood.
And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything.
You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace.
You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity.
All right. Hello, my beauties and bees. Oh, I didn't even turn the light on. Derp. No wonder it's so dark in here. Hello. I don't usually go live on a, what even night is it? Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday night. I don't usually go live on Wednesday night, especially not this late. Let me know if you can hear me all right. So this is kind of a special, as you can see, breaking news. Maybe I'm being a bit dramatic, but it's pretty breaking news to me. Pretty much anyway. I know it's kind of late. A lot of places. I think it's almost 11 on the East Coast. Or just after 11 on the East Coast, yeah. 10 o'clock Central Time. Yeah, I'm happy you got to catch me live, Ember. Lynn, you might be the only one here, but I'm glad you're here, sweetie. I just wanted to catch this while it's hot, while it's cooking, and it's my favorite thing to do. I don't get to do it very often, so I'm gonna take advantage of it while I can. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let's jump right into it. So something showed up in my Facebook feed of all places today, and it was this. Back road from Silverton to Flomont. Alright, and it shows what appears to be a large black cat. Certainly a panther. A jaguar, cougar? Leopard? This is in North Texas. So first I'm thinking this is just a picture from somewhere else, right? Gotta be just a picture from somewhere else. We got stuff to work with here though. Alright, so this face. Now black cougars, where to begin with those? So I guess the first thing I should say is that black cougars don't exist, at least not according to science. There's never been a black cougar. They can come in really, really dark brown, really, really dark gray, but they'll never come in like a black. They'll always have counter shading on the underside of them. Genetically, it's like that's all cougars, right? It's like the same kind of genetic rules that say, that you have blue eyes or whatever, that a certain haplogroup can have blue eyes or will express blue eyes, Yes, a panther in North Texas, Lil. I'm not even kidding. So we got two babies too, two little babies walking behind him. And we gotta let's look at let's survey our surroundings, okay? We got some mountains in the background, but we'll come back to those. We got some power lines running down the left side of the road. wherever this road is, it's got lines on it. Looks like it's a main road. They're driving a silver vehicle. The grass is dead on the side of the road. That doesn't mean it's going to be dead when we're looking at it on the map, but I think we can find this mountain range, though. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'd be so bold as to say I think I've found this mountain range. How'd I do that? Let's see. Can I fix it? I don't need both of these. Come on, now. There we go. Got a little tab down there. Okay, close. We can use this to figure out a lot of things, though. We have here, we got the fence on the side of the road, the power poles on that side of the road, and we got this very particular sort of mountain range happening in the background here. So I think we'll be able to find it. I'm feeling confident that we'll be able to find it. Let's see if we can get a closer look at our kitties. I think this is as close as we can get, but boom, boom. Let's see if I can get you guys any closer. I'm gonna stretch it out. And first we've got to put it behind the camera. There we go. All right. Now we'll stretch it out. See if we can get a better look at this kitty. For you guys. How's that? That's a lot better, isn't it? It looks like west of Midland. Guadalupe Mountains, probably. Are you sure that's not Kip? Yeah. I mean, it really does. It is a big cat. And it could be AI generated. And it could even be AI generated from a photo. It's hard to do this anymore. To do proper cryptozoological investigations with all the AI and stuff. Because now not only am I trying to find the locations and track down what it could be, I'm also having to look at, like, are the shadows going the right way for the direction of the sun? Does, if it's a person, do they have the right amount of fingers? Do these cubs match with the adult? And that's the thing, is it's getting so good that that you just can't even tell anymore. So let me duplicate this. There we go. All right. So the guy said on the post that he was going from Silverton to Flowmont. Silverton to Flowmont. Okay, so we got Silverton, Texas. Directions. Flowmont. But he said he was going the back way, so there's going to be a couple ways to go here. And when someone says they're going the back way, and this is sort of the main drag here, I'm going to assume that this down here is the back way. My presumption is that it's coming down the 689 here, going to Flowmont from Silverton. So coming down this way. That's what I'm assuming. And I have dropped down here, and I found a mountain range that somewhat matches. Yeah, look at this peak right here. And we're going to look at this one behind, that is being the one behind this pole. And then this over here, right? Mountain, smaller lump, shorter mountain, mound. Yeah, I'll call these mounds, these little mountains with the points. And this one seems like it's got a point. So when I go out here, right, on my map, and I look, I got point, mound, smaller point, smaller mound. Point, mound, smaller mound, or smaller point, smaller mound. So I got kind of an idea of where we could be. And I'm not sure what this range is called. Let me see. It's this range right here. What are these called? There's South Plain. It's kind of like the drop off to the Central Plateau. This is up more up in like northern Texas, almost up in the Panhandle, just south of Panhandle, just east of like Clovis and Plainview, north of Lubbock. The Davis Mountains are way down here, I believe. Yeah, it's like the Central Plateau and stuff right here. This is all way up here. This is way north. Even if there was going to be a jaguar sighted in Texas, which there hasn't been since 1948. So there hasn't been since 1948. That it would be down. Generally, I shouldn't say it would be here. It will be here. It would generally be expected to be down around here or up around here. Now, I live over around here in New Mexico, and jaguars do come up into New Mexico too, but generally it's along this, see these areas right here? These are called Sky Islands, and there's like green forest way up high that are full of deer and all kinds of yummy stuff for jaguar to eat. From Sedona down to Silver City, New Mexico. This big Sky Island area is where the jaguars in the U.S. live, and they're transient too. They travel down into Sonora. They travel a long way down there, but they're hopefully they're coming back. I don't see a problem. Jaguars aren't really known to attack people, and they're good at controlling deer populations, which keeps diseases down in the wildlife. But there's all Sky Islands all up through here, right? Like if they were gonna move any direction, I would expect that they would either go up into like the Grand Canyon area here, right? And maybe even into Utah. Or if they were gonna go back east, one would expect it would be towards Los Alamos and Santa Fe, up this way where there's more Sky Islands to island hop, basically. To get there, because they need these greenways to get there, right? And then get up into like Colorado or something. But I don't see a direct path providing a jaguar cover anywhere between this green belt here, which is, well, I mean, I'm not saying they can't come up this side too, but they need the tree cover to get there all the way, and it's not there. The problem also stems from I don't think black jaguars are known outside like north of I don't know if they've ever been sighted in in Mexico. Let's Google black jaguars in Mexico. Melanistic, rare but documented. Okay. Spotted in 2004, so in Mexico, but I mean that could be all the way down here, right? That could be up into Yucatan, but they're rare. They're very common. I shouldn't say. Well, yeah, they are common. I would say they're common in South America, but north of Panama. They're pretty rare. I don't even know if I'd say they're common down there, but anyway, they travel up this greenway here and this greenway here. The Gulf Stream, I think, keeps them kind of more south on this side, but this side, because it's protected by mountains on both sides there, and actually protected by deserts too, they come up into here, and they do come out into the desert. They're not afraid of the desert, but they like to have these little sky islands to hide in, and this is just riddled with them up here. You see them right there. The green spots are sky islands. And that's where the jaguars like to roam, but you don't see black jaguars in any records in North America, or at least I shouldn't say North America, in the U.S. There are no confirmed black jaguars. There haven't been jaguars in Texas since the 40s. And even then, yeah, it was down here by the border. It was down like right here in the little heel area. I mean, they in the past they were, you know, known all throughout the South, even into as far east as into Louisiana and stuff. But the Arkansas area, like there'd be sightings, but this area here doesn't really seem to be prime jaguar habitat to me, but we'll see. All right, so where are we on this? FM 97. Okay, so we're at this nice little junction, so we can get our bearings. This is FM 97, and we're at this junction. So if we pull out, right, and keep our idea that the mountains we were looking at are to the left. So it's going to swirl our screen around. So now the mountains that we're looking for should be direct, like due south, like directly down is what we should be looking for. And I see some mountains. I see some different mountains here. That one. I think that's our pointed one and our domed one. But can you drop down into these back roads here? I don't think so. The more I look at it, the more confident I am that this is the same skyline. So, like, look at this. And then look at this. Am I looking at the same thing here? The same skyline? Where am I at here? Where's the... FM 97. Is that this one down here? Yep, sure is. So, somebody doesn't like to drop down where I want him to. Man, those mountains are far away though. Look at, like, I feel like I dropped myself right down on top of it and I wasn't even close. We get down in here. Dang, they're still far off, and I'm still not seeing the power lines on the right side of the road like I want them to be. Maybe we're way up here. Is this more like where we're at? I think this might be more the place we are in. Yes. Okay. So these mountains down here. So I'm wondering, would it be this little farm road here? No, because it wasn't a farm road. It was a marked road. But it makes me feel like maybe they're coming down this way. So let's drop down there and have a look. So if you're down here, power lines on the side of the road. Okay, good, good, good. Hold on. Let's go further up on this straightaway. See if we can see those mountains in the distance now. Oh, freaking trees. Okay, that's all right. With power lines are still on the right side. All right. I'm going to move on up north more. You got to drop down when I drop you. All right. And if we're here. Okay, so you can see the mountains. Good. Okay, so I still see the those mountains. Doop, doop, right there. All right. Hey, Samantha. Samantha bought me dinner tonight. I still have the fries here. I've been munching on them. Thank you, baby. And nobody's hardly here. This isn't my normal time to be streaming, but we're gonna. So it could be real. I'm in Australia, so I don't know what was there. Okay. Sorry if I've been ignoring the chat. I get engrossed in the maps. So this is looking like, I mean, other than the mountains being further away. Yeah, better make sure. I'm not showing y'all any of my private messages in there. Yeah, this is Lil. Lil is one of my besties. Yeah, we do sometimes we do a Monday morning show together called Java and Jugs. Sometimes. All right. Let's jump north a little bit faster. How far away are we from the mountains now? Because they're straight out here, right? We need to be, I guess, right about here. So we're in Floyd County, Texas. There's another road to Flowmont right here. I wonder what the mountain looks like from that angle. Let's check that out. I haven't been out there yet. This road's a lot narrower. Okay. I'm with you. Alright, so going south on that road. By the time you get to Flowmont, does it? Because Flowmont's getting awful close, and I'm not seeing. There are the lines, but the mountains still look really far away and too far on this side for it to be this road. So I don't think it's the FM 599. But I think those are the right mountains right there, though. I think I've narrowed it down that much. So we know that it's taken on this road. So it is taken. Well, this is the 97 down here. I don't think it's actually on the 97. It might be. Let's see. If you drop down on the 97 over here, what does it look like? What do those mountains look like? They're on the wrong side, though. From right here, they're on the wrong side, right? They need to be on that side of the road. Unless the image is mirrored, but I don't think it is. Yes, we're hunting melanated panthers in Texas. I'm still pretty confident about those mountains, but I don't think we're actually on the 97. But it's on a main road, so I really think it narrows it down to the 1065 here. I really think it's coming down the 1065. So let's drop down right about, hopefully this isn't where those trees are. It is. Of course it is. So it's got to be past these trees, because we're not seeing the trees in the background, right? You're not seeing trees running along the road. And this was supposed to, I mean, things can change, of course, but how close does it get, though? Yeah, we get past those trees pretty quick. But where do the power lines leave us? Because there's some guardrails. Is there any signage that we're looking at? I don't think there is. The picture's cut really weird, too, which kind of makes me go, Things that make you go, Make me sound like a Minecraft villager. Yeah, 1065. Yes, we're hunting panthers. Okay, so we're not on the 97, we're on the 65. So I got the 1065 and the 97 listed up. Oh, you can't see them, but yeah, they're listed up there. So, but the 1065, it has this little quirk in it. So it almost seems like it has to be past this point right here. Right? Past this tree line here. Because we're not seeing any trees. So it's got to be... I almost feel like it has to be in this little stretch right here. In order for the scale to be right. For what we're seeing. But even here I can't really see the mountains. I gotta get all the way up to here to see the mountains. There's a big stretch. So what do we, the CrypticCorner. There's also no power lines along the road right here. Where did we lose the power lines at? The fence is right, but we lost the power lines. And look, now we lost the mountains. But perspective is different from, someone taking a picture with their camera and from me looking here on Google Earth too. But it could be the stretch of road right here. Well, that's dirt though. That's a dirt road. The only way you're getting close enough to these mountains here, because that's the point, or that's the mound, that's the point, that's the little point, and then the lesser mound is this back here. Yeah, so point, mound, is what we're seeing. Which is right. Do. Huh. So what do y'all think? Did we find the location? Or am I grasping at straws? Look at this intersection of 97. What was it? 97 and 1065 north. This is Farm Road. It's a farm road, but it does look a lot like this. But we have the power lines along the road. There's lines there. When we were on this, there were lines way back there. There were lines. way back before this curlicue. I think that we lose the lines here in the woods, and there's little homesteads and stuff out here. I think. Yeah, there's no lines there. I think we lose the lines way back here. Way. Yeah, we curve off. And they stick with us for a little bit. Looks like right there. And then they switch off. Is this a cattle road? Yes. County road. Alright. So they go off down. The line goes off down that way. And that way. Disappears into the woods right there. Okay. So we can see that they switch off on County 75. This is my favorite thing to do. Yeah, I think it's on the 1065 too, Lil. I really do. It just seems like that's the location. If we finally got the Buy the Cryptozoologist a Coffee link up right. It seems like, anyway. I don't know about Cryptid, however you say that, and how far that is from the mountains. This is the 97 over here, though, which looks a lot like it, but we're on the mountains are on the wrong side. Unless, what's this intersection up here? Is that a different one than the 10? Nope, that's the 1065. So it has to be that. It really does, because this ends right here. Alright. So you tell me, Hive, is this the right mountains here? Especially this one, I really feel, I mean, 'cause this one's behind the pole, so I can't really make a lot out of it, but this one with the smaller one right there, I'm really, really seeing that right here. It's close to 394. 394, okay, let's... It's 394 dirt. Yay, Lil's helping me. Let me reorient myself. Let's see. 394. .394 FM 1065. .394, wouldn't that be way west of here? Like over here? No, I guess not. It's 125. 322. It's this one. There's the 1065. 303. And that merges with the 97. No, 394 is the street address. Oh, okay. 394 is the street address. Let me key that in. I thought you were saying the 394 since we're in the 300s up here. Like up right here. I thought that's what you were referring to. So you said 394. Yeah, there we go. So there's a little homestead there. Ooh, you know what? Lil, you're brilliant. Lil the Brilliant. I love you, doll. You know that, right? Let's see now. Because again, the perspective doesn't have to be exactly the same. Because it's going to be... the depth's going to be different depending on what kind of lens they're using and all that good stuff. How far out are we, though? Ooh, before the bend, though. Okay, okay. This stretch is looking good, though. This stretch is looking right. So there's that stand of trees that I'm like, okay, once the trees are in the way, that's it. There's not that it no longer looks like that. There's a little hill that you pop over. So let me pull back to a little bit before our location here and see. Yeah, it still looks good. The mountains and stuff in the background still look good. Still look the right direction. Yeah, I'm a Google Earth nerd too. This is like what I did. I found the place where those the ape men that were invading the village. I found the place. I found the location when I was doing Google Earth. It's been years ago. That's when I decided that cryptozoology is what I want to do. It's what I love. It's who cryptozoology is who I am. It's not a phase, Mom. Yeah. And I'm pretty good at, I mean, obviously y'all can tell I'm pretty good at navigating this sucker too. Alright, I want to stick a pin in this location up here, in this address. For this church or whatever, I think it's a church. Yeah. I'm going to save it to my favorites. Did it save? Okay. Why did it switch over to Yucky Vision? Why did it switch over to Yucko Vision? Alright, so now we got that marked on our map. So I'm not afraid of losing our location anymore. And I'm sure we can find out the name of those mountains. But now that we've found the location, I mean, we don't know exactly where along this stretch. But we know it's somewhere between here and that little stand of. There was a stand of trees up there, like you saw them. That once that you get to them, the mountains go out of view. Yeah, right here. I mean, there's places where the mountains come back into view. But when you get up into here, there's bushes and stuff, and the power lines are gone. Well, the power lines aren't gone. They're further away, though. I mean, this could be it. Well, there's the fence, though. Yeah, it's missing the fence. Let's say this stretch right here. Could be it too. As a matter of fact, you get down to this bottoms here. Shit, the trees come up though. That's the problem. But like right through here. The mountains kind of disappear though when you get down to that bottom right there. I think you picked a pretty dang good spot to say right around this area, Lil. Good call. Appreciate you, doll. Is this road travelable? It's crazy that Texas doesn't have the roads like Google Earth yet. Yeah, those are. I feel really confident that that's the landscape that we're looking at. And this is the road and the fence and the power lines and everything. I feel really confident about it. But now let's go back to the pictures. Let's go to the comments, actually. Do not send me anything naughty, Samantha, or Lil for that matter, because if you do. Okay, so the poster was this Sheldon Ashley person, and they posted it all over the Cryptid group, so I don't feel bad about sharing it because they made it public, and they made a thing about it. And someone asked if it's AI, and they said, not sure what you're talking about, and people got a good laugh at that. She's trying to ask if you computer generated this image. I think this is real. And Sheldon said, I took this on the fly coming home from work. On the wrong side of the road, and would they be sprinting? Or wouldn't they be sprinting? They look way too calm to be casually crossing the road. That's kind of a thought too. There's a vehicle right here, and he's on the wrong side of the road. But like if he pulled over to park to watch something moving in the field, I'm not saying that's not a possibility. And then someone ran it through one of the AI detectors and said, oh, it's not likely to be AI, which is interesting. Like a 1% chance that's AI. Usually you'd expect it to be a little bit higher than that if it's a hoax. So there's a black male out there somewhere. So someone says, I'm not, even if it's not a Black Panther, even if it's real, then it's a lighting issue. Well, I mean, Black Panthers exist. Yeah, my Hive is usually pretty good at pinning stuff down like that. We usually do a pretty good job. You can't hide from us on planet Earth. We'll find your location somehow. Doom, doom, doom. Just if you're a cryptid, that is. We only hunt cryptids. We don't hunt people. We don't hunt people. Something I have to keep reminding myself regularly as I get thirsty for human blood. Alright, so it's a jaguar. Cougars don't come in black per the professionals. That's true. Cougars don't come in black. Absolutely. Correct, and it's not real either. Some people tend to agree with that. It's not a jaguar. The last jaguar recorded in Texas was in 1948, so it's been a minute. And that's factual too. You can fact check this stuff. Awfully close. Yeah. Years ago, see, that's what I like about when you post something like this. All these people come out of the woodwork with their stories. This is what I want to do. I want to start my call-in show so that I can have these people call in and tell me their experiences. So years ago, I saw one at 5 a.m. on the way to Floydada chasing a hog. It was at the first bridge leaving Taku, which is that little town back there, road 1065. He's talking about the same area. A few years ago, I saw one on that same bridge with a cub. So everybody's coming out of the woodwork talking about seeing them on this bridge. I didn't see a cub, but I sure saw a Black Panther or cougar and the hog. It's a jaguar. Cougars don't come in black per their professional. Same person said that. You didn't. You weren't there, and you are the one wrong. Whether this is AI or not, the black cats have been seen by numerous people over the years. We live here, and we have seen them, and that's true. People do come out and say they see black cats in this area of Texas. Of this area of the country, really, up in New Mexico and Arizona. You get black cat sightings, I think, all over the South, from Louisiana, Arkansas. Oklahoma, Missouri, Ozark Howler in Missouri. Zoom in and compare them. Let's see. I see the two kittens are nearly identical in size and color. Yeah, we do got to zoom in a little bit here. Let's see. So their heads are at different angles, but yeah, their bodies seem to be like it could have been a duplicate of one another. That's very possible. Too identical, you think? And maybe the mom's tail is making it look less. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore. Here, I can a little bit. Hold on. Let's get a look at these little buggers. That's it. That's all she wrote on the zooming in. I'm at 500%. No more. She can't take any more, Captain. Okay. So, I do notice. Actually, you know what? I've got an idea. Bum, bum, bum. We're gonna trace some cubs. Let's have a look. We're gonna trace them and see if they fit over each other. That'll settle it. Alright, so I need to do, oh, not yet. Hold on, I gotta go back to this. Alright, so we'll do new. Alright, got my cubs. I'll show you all in just a second. Just bear with me. Bear with me, love. Alright. So we're going to close this one out. There we go. CrypticCorner pterosaur. I need to get a new background. I've had that one forever. It was kind of endearing though, watching the stuff fly around all these years. Here's our Ogo Pogo. Alright, where are you at? There we go. So, here's my Inkscape document. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to trace me a cub to the best of my ability with my mouse. We're going to trace this cub. And I'm going to try not to let pareidolia lead me astray on anything. Right? We're going to follow right along the... Oh, went a little high on the back there, but that's alright. First of all, no. We don't want to fill it. We just want to... We want to stroke. Let's go there, red. Alright, continuing on. Actually, the tail tips up almost exactly the same though, doesn't it? And I'm just going to speculate down here sort of on where the feet would end. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference on judging whether or not they're stencils of each other. Alright. There we go. So, now we take this stencil see if we lay it right over top of that one. You know, not really. It's close. It's not perfect. But, I mean, that could be distortion too. Yes, late night cryptid investigations. Welcome, welcome. We got to do our investigations. So I guess I could fill it in. Let's make it opaque. There we go. That's much better. So we trace this one. As you can see, it matches up perfect there. But with this one, some of the stuff's not lining up. It needs to be. Why is it not showing up now? Oh, guys, I got the opacity down. So, I'm just going to turn that off, something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if they line up like stencil to stencil. I guess you could stretch and they're cats, not soldiers. So whoever put it was very little sloppy or intentionally yeah, you could like morph. You could morph this shape to fit. You could totally, without like doing much, you could just pull it in like that and tilt it a little bit forward. Yeah. Squish it down. Pull it up. Oh. Yeah, there's ways to manipulate this shape into being that shape. Definitely. Yeah, I'm not saying that that's not true. All right. Back to boom, 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 boom. There we go. So, but in this day and age, you can literally take a picture of the road like this with the mountains, and you can send it to ChatGPT. And you can say, ChatGPT, my dear sweet love, will you put a panther with two panther cubs walking in the grass, getting ready to cross the street in front of me? And ChatGPT will be happy to oblige. I gotta check something here, because now this is bugging me. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's the one we want. All right. So I want to see. Okay, so here's the full picture. Mom and cubs. But if we flip it, I guess that's going to change the mountain orientation too, though. And the mountains won't even match. But the truck's on the right side of the road now. I don't think that when we looked at the map that there was any approach to that specific set of mountains from a major road from that angle where they would appear at that orientation. So it'd have to be over here, right? I mean, I'll say there's not roads. There's roads here, but they're not that kind of road. These are farm roads, backwood trails. Some of them just follow creek beds. Not a place where you can drive. Plus, the angle would change the orientation of everything. Because here's the mountains right here. These are the mountains we're looking at. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, those are the mountains. So, what we have to work with is that old boy pulled into the oncoming lane of traffic, right? Somewhere along this stretch. I'm thinking beyond this little hedgerow area, but before this bend, somewhere along this stretch. But it could have been anywhere from where Lil had us back here, except for right here, because there's the tree stands and stuff there. It has to be before this bend, though, because you get past this bend, and you can see the intersection. You lose sight of the mountains altogether down through here, because this dip into this creek bed, right? And there's another dip right up here. Ooh, I wonder if that's a lead on where our POV is. I think this must be, because they were talking about a location back here, weren't they? I think I saw them mention, yeah, the first bridge leaving Quiddique on 1065. So first bridge. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, okay. First bridge leaving Quiddique. Where's Quiddique? Okay, it's way down here. On the 1065. But when they say leaving Quiddique, I'm assuming they've been going this way, since that's towards the direction we were talking about. Is that what they said, though? Yeah, it was just right here. It was the first bridge on the way to Floydada. Floydada. I don't know why I keep closing out of there. It just makes me have to reopen it back up. Floydada. I don't know. There's Turkey, Texas. You ever been to Turkey, Texas? Alright, so Quiddique. And this is the direction we're going right here. I'm assuming this is the bridge they're talking about right here. This one. Which there is a lot of tree cover down through here for critters. There's the bridge. It's for the Los Lingos Creek, where these two people said they saw the Black Panther down here. And there's like the creek bed going on out through there. So I'm assuming this is the bridge they're talking about. I'm assuming. That white stripe is also like 4 inches wide. I've seen what I believe was a jaguar in South Texas, and it was dark but not black. There is certainly enough to doubt its authenticity in my book. Oh, you mean like North Texas? Yeah, we're in North Texas. I do doubt if a jag would continue to walk across the road with a car right there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like with how close, and it's got its babies with it too. My expectation for a jaguar or a mountain lion or anything that got this close, it's built like a mountain lion. It's not really built like a jaguar, in my humble human opinion. Let's look at mom. Yeah, let's ignore the cubs for just a minute, and ignore the fact that cougar cubs would have specialized special spotting patterns. Mom has a shoulder hump and kind of a thinner neck. Let me see. Let's do this. We're going to. I just want to compare body types. So we did this with the Ontario big cat thing too. I just want to get a picture of them kind of side by side, so you get a feel for the difference in their body planes. Let's start with this. We're going to start with the two cats that actually can be black. That's what we're going to do. So let's start here and work our way down. All right. So this is jaguar and leopard. Jaguars do have that big shoulder hump, but their bellies are generally lower slung too. Their legs are shorter, stockier. They walk closer to the ground. This is a leopard down here. Now, there's no way it could be a leopard unless it's an escaped pet. Leopards live in the old world. Leopards live in Asia and Africa, and they used to live in Europe too, but they don't anymore. So if this was a leopard, it'd have to be an escaped pet. But this is a leopard right here, more slender build. Let's go back to looking at mom here. Now her legs do seem to be longer than the jaguars, but let me see if I got one of these with the. Oh, to me to yawn in your ear. Here we go. Use. That's not a real one though. I don't need it compared to a human. I need it compared to your mom. Okay. Man, those are amazing. Athletic felines. Here we go. That's a good picture comparison. Alright. We're going to open this one up. Here's open image. Oh no, it's on Reddit. Y'all can't see what I do on Reddit. That'll get me canceled. Alright, so there's a difference. It's kind of standing in the same place too, so you can get an idea of the size difference between a cougar, right, and a jaguar. Now when we look at mama cat here, you know what, we might be able to, what if we do this? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna compare our suspects. so first of all, let's get him to go in the right angle. Let's scale it for the jaguar here first. And then we're going to pop up the opacity to see how these critters line up. And that's not to say they have to be, that they would necessarily even be facing the same. The same angle. Okay. So we see that the jaguar is much more robust. Let's see. I'm not trying to be unfair to the thought of this being a jaguar, but it doesn't seem to fit, really. What do you guys think looking at that? I mean, it could be a young one. The jaguars are generally pretty robust animals, right? Now let's move on to suspect number 2. All right, gotta rescale it because actually, that's not doing too bad. Like, honestly, I could see this being a still from a frame from the same animal. I think this fits. All right. Theory. No, not Siri. Theory. Sorry, go back to sleep. All right. So here's my theory. All right. Someone either took a picture of a cougar with her cubs or made a picture of a cougar with her cubs. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they got a picture of a cougar, even though that part of North Texas is not supposed to have an extant cougar population. Did somebody color it in black? That's the thing. That's my question. I'm looking for telltale signs of manipulation in the borderlines of these animals. This grass going in front of the black baby right here and right here and here it does not point to manipulation. But it could be AI generated too. So keep that in mind. Anything could be AI this day and age. So my traditional investigation techniques are not necessarily gonna be able to bypass AI. And if they can bypass AI right now, they're not going to be able to bypass AI in the long term, right? That's not going to be something I'm going to be able to sustain. I won't always be able to do that because AI is just getting too good and it's going to be able to fool even a investigator of my caliber. Trying to see about the break between the cub and the tail on the mother. And the grass coming up around her ankles too. if it's shopped, it's well done. Especially this face, the eye placement. A lot of people tend to want to put a big cat's eye back here, which would be like putting your eye up here. Cats have, they're predators. They have the forward-facing eyes like we do. Their eyes are down right here, like way below their brow. Like you see that brow right there, you're going to go down about almost a third of the way of the width of the skull before you get to the eye. And some people, when they try to draw or manipulate, we run into this problem or run into this sort of approach. But that's really convincing. And you know, if they're just going to color them in black, why go through the trouble of leaving that there? I'm not saying I'm convinced by this, that this is literally a black panther with some cubs. I don't think it is. I think there's something else going on here. I'm going to continue to follow this and keep tabs on it. Oh, that's the one I rotated too. Hold on, let me flip it back around the way it was, because we got to make sure we know he was on the wrong side of the road. All right. So I really do think the cougar matches the best, though. Like I said, I think that this could be a silhouette of the same animal, just in a different pose or different standing in a different angle. Well, it doesn't need to be. I think I stretched it out too wide, but yeah, like that. I really do think that checks out. So did they color it in black? I don't know. But here we are. What do you guys think? It's been about an hour and a half on this. Spent a lot of time on it. But I was like, I started to investigate it. Right? Like on my own, and I'm like, why am I doing this when I can make content with that? So I'm like, I better go live and tell everybody all about it. Because if I don't break it, somebody else is going to. Hello, Robin. I find it odd that the only grass right in front of them is taller. Yeah, this grass right here, that is kind of like right, like these pieces. But you can see it kind of gets taller right there too, but yeah, I see what you mean about these pieces right there, right in front of the cubs. It gets taller. I'm finding it hard to believe they spotted 3 black cats, right? That's kind of a surprise. The silhouettes might fit, but the size doesn't. On the cougar, you think so? I find it, yeah. This is somebody who is good at Photoshop. That's my conclusion. They could have Photoshopped the truck to be on the right side of the road. The lighting looks weird on it. Well, I'm glad for the impromptu stream, says Bryce of Vining. Thank you for dropping by. And that's, and what's the speed limit on this road? 75, 75 or 65? I didn't see a speed limit sign. We can pull out and see. Details. It doesn't tell you in the details what the speed limit is on the road you're looking at. Are you for real now? That doesn't do anybody any good. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, I could just go down there and literally look for a speed limit sign. I have to post it somewhere. How else will you know how fast to go? Did I just blur past one? What's this? I don't know what that is. Some kind of military sign or something. Ah! I got stuck in the walls of the earth. That's why Nightcrawler won't teleport where he can't see. Is that a speed limit sign? It might be. Yep, 75. That's one thing you can depend on in Texas. Speed limits are off the hook. Yeah, it was a historic society sign. I just don't know what, like, someone adopting the highway or something. Which means they had to come out here and pick it up. The trash or whatever. Yeah. Alright. Well, it's been fun. What do you all think? Black Panthers in Texas. I'm going to keep following the story, and I'll give you updates whenever if this guy says anything. I'm actually going to think about reaching out to him and saying, hey, I did a stream about you. You want to call in and talk about your sighting? See if he wants to come talk and tell me what happened. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been having conversations with some different people about doing a call-in show on this channel. So, like, not making a new channel or anything. Just, like, right here on Hive Sci. I've been... Let me see... Yeah, since Lil's here, I can show. So, like, I'll close this one. Do we want to save that? Yeah, I'm going to save it. Hold on. I'll show you all in a second. Bear with me. Yeah, there we go. Been fooling around with the idea of doing a call-in show. We don't got like a number or anything for real yet, but I was talking to a few different friends about it, and I think that we could have it happen. Yeah, we don't always have to have, like, all the call-in shows and stuff is arguing with people about the existence of God and all kinds of stuff like that. I just want to talk to people about some monsters and some woo and some weird stuff like I used to back when I did the perspective. Yeah, Lil, you look hot in this. You look like a early 2000s goth chick. We're all the people I decided to do this with are sort of witchy people, so. But I've been talking with Ethan, who used to do your Friendly Neighborhood Atheist, and we did the show on the Friendly Neighborhood Atheist called The Perspective. And people would call in to The Perspective with ghosts, aliens, cryptids, near-death experiences, psychic experiences, curses, all sorts of wild stuff. So, and we would talk to them and just kind of like talk them through it and stuff, you know. and see if there was any truth to it. It was a good show. We had fun. That is so old, but a great pick. Yeah, I just thought you looked super hot in it. You can send me whatever pic you want for the actual thumbnail. This was just for the sample that I sent you. Whatever pic you prefer. I like the pics that make us look witchy, though. So, or gothy. Like to kind of go with the theme of the show. Yeah, did you used to watch The Perspective, Brian Stevens? Or have you been around that long? That was way back in like 2021. That's been 2021, 2022. I know that the last time that I was on there was about 3 years ago. Was 2023. I was on there for about a year though. Maybe it was 2022 that I started on there. But anyway, the tattoo on my back, I got the I took the sticky stuff off, but it's peeling. You want to see it? Let's see what it looks like. That's what it looks like right now. But it's at that itchy phase where it's all peely and itchy and peely, and I want to scratch it and I can't, so I just rub it instead. But yeah, it's healing. Yeah, I've been around the atheist content since the G Plus days. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we used to do, we had some like Mothman calls. We had all kinds of cool stuff that people would call in. I want to do it some more. I want to make it happen. Like, I want to make this a reality. I want to make this the future of the Hive, where me and my friends take calls from people who have supernatural experiences, cryptozoological experiences, alien abductions, freaking UFO sightings, ghost encounters. Yeah, so Ember's on board for it too. She says she's gonna come. She's gonna come hang out as well and do a show. Who else did I have? I don't want to agree or sign anybody up. Yeah, Jess said that she wants to do it too. Yeah. And Helen. Yeah, and Helen's down for it. Helen's talking about helping do the stuff in the background too. So, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Mermaid calls. Yes, people believe in mermaids. We had this one call. Oh my gosh, it's been so long ago. But this woman was like, "Oh, there's a worm that crawls out of me, out of my leg, and tells me things." And it was really weird. And she's talking about the Horsehead Nebula and all sorts of weird stuff. But it's to get callers for the show, it's an effort, right? But I'm willing to put in that effort if people are going to show up to watch. I'm willing to spend my weekends tracking down people who had supernatural experiences and talking them into coming or calling into the show and talking to me and my friends. Ethan's kind of teaching me the formula he got, because we would get minimum 3 or 4 callers. We usually had a lot more than that though, per show. But we would talk to them pretty extensively though. Like, we would really dig into their claims. Sometimes they'd send us pictures or videos, and we'd examine them. I was on there. We had a lot of cool people on there. Dr. Ben started on there. We had the main host was me and Ethan. Secular Rarity was on there. We had what was her name again? Man, it's been a minute. Let me see if I can't pull it up, and I'll show you. I'll show you. There we go. So this was the channel that I used to be affiliated with. Well, sometimes I was affiliated with it. I had my own channel at the time too, but this is the one I did the call-in shows for. Right? And we did the show. There I am, before I transitioned. I don't like seeing myself like that, but the perspective, that was the show. We ran 58 episodes. And it looks like, yeah, Jim Barrows, Secular Rarity, Richard Gilliver, Neil the 604 Atheist. Who else was on there? That was me. Holy Kool-Aid was on there. Martin Roberts. Jim again. Yeah, we had Dave Warnock was on there. Notes from Autumn. Oh, wow. It's been a long time. You all remember Notes from Autumn? I wonder what she's up to. Laura McGee. Me and Laura hosted a few shows together. Oz. There's Oz. Yeah. We had Katie Montgomery was on there. Jenna Belk. That's who I was trying to think of. I couldn't remember her name. I knew her name was Jenna, but there's so many Jennas in the community that it's hard to keep track of. We had some new people too, but there's like 3 weeks in a row where it was just me and Ethan. Anyhow. Yeah, there's Cynthia McDonald. So, yeah, it was a fun show. It's been a minute since we did it, but yeah, just nice little intro like that. Kind of spooky with aliens and ghosts and all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, I guess I should be wrapping things up. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it was a little unscheduled detour from my normal content output, but hopefully it was fun and worth watching. And yeah, that we learned a little bit about how to do some cryptozoology tonight. All right, so be kind, take care, and we will see you next time.
Just open your mouth and let it say whatever it wants to say. Hi. Ora da te na makute te manese. Goro po umala la jegle disto. La goro ati lo masama. Ora da te na makute te manese. Goro po umala la jegle disto. La goro ati lo masama. Oh na ke hey oh wala hana na. Bakala da bashigle. I didn't pray that. Is mon kumula vastak that's gay. Morgadene, namakute, temanese, goropomala la jegle disto. La gorob atilo masama. Morgadene, namakute, temanese. Goro po umala la jegle disto. La gorob atilo masama.
What the fuck, bro?